R.A. Shalom, all praises be to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who's taught of this word. Welcome to GMS Gallows on the Streets. I'm Sakuran, and this is Elder Tazadakia. Our cameraman is Ashawar. All right. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna continue the topic of we shall take the kingdom until the Spirit takes me off of that. Until the Spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai take me off of that. All right. But we're coming into serious times of prophecy. Okay. Now, what I would like to get into is this whole ordeal with the so-called Jews being in our land. Okay. One of the perks of getting into the kingdom is we're gonna have their asses in slavery, and we're gonna take over our land. Okay. That's the whole reason why the Third World War is gonna take place anyway. To remove them, to put everyone underneath Yahweh Shai's feet. All right, and Yahweh Shai put us right back in our proper land. Okay, America is not our land. This ain't the promised land. All right. Talking about, you had this dude Martin Luther King talking about he been to the top, that he's seen the promised land. That was a secretive. What he was really talking about was that he seen that they took him in the back room and told him the truth. That he was an Israelite, the so-called Negroes, so-called minorities of North, Central, and South America were Israelites, and that he's seen the promised land, that the promised land that the Bible spoke of, Israel. See? But he sold out, so he didn't come full-fledged with it. So they took the Mosai made sure that he got taken out, and he was a false prophet. As it says in Jeremiah 23rd chapter, the prophet who has said, I have seen, and he ain't see shit. Alright? Of course, I don't say it like that in the scriptures, right? I'm just quoting, right? Go ahead.
This is Hebrews 4:1. Let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into His rest.
Right. It says, so let us. This is Hebrews 4:1. It said, let us therefore fear. The scriptures say that the fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom, man. Fearing the Most High and how powerful He is and what He could do if you ain't doing the right thing. All right, like that flat Earth doctrine, man. That shit was so easy, and motherfuckers was just and people still falling for that shit, man. And down with Great Millstone and not with Great Millstone that believed at one point that they were Israelites or whatever, and they following that bullshit. Something so simple, man. And they fell. You know why? They did not have the fear of Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai. So they didn't have that hedge, man. Remember what it says in Isaiah 33:6, and knowledge and wisdom shall be like what? Thy stability in these times. All right, so they weren't stable in their mind because they didn't have the knowledge and wisdom, the foundation of the knowledge and wisdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai. So what happened? Whoop, the Lord swept them away with some bullshit, just like that. All right, go ahead.
It says Hebrews 4:1. It says, let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into His rest. Any of you should seem to come short.
Right, so all those guys that fell to that flat earth bullshit, man, the promise that was given unto them to enter into the Lord's rest, taken away over some dumb shit. You know, overall, it was because they were not of the elect. They were not, like Paul said, they were not of us because they weren't of us. So that was just a means of trimming the fat. We're in a Passover season, so these things are gonna happen, man. All right, days of prophecy. Go ahead.
For unto us was the gospel preached.
Now during Passover took place when we were escaping Egypt. We were escaping Pharaoh and his armies. So we had to eat fast, eat in haste. All right, and it tells you, Israel had their staffs in their hands. They had their I believe it said, I don't even think they had they didn't even have the shoes on. It said they crossed over with their feet shod. I mean, that means that they didn't have time to put their shoes on when they were trying to leave, man. All right. And they ate fast. It's a solemn. It was a feast to commemorate. It's a solemn feast, meaning serious. You know, nothing about partying and nothing. It was serious to remember what was happening back then. All right, because after the Lord said to put the blood on the doorposts, right, of the lamb, on the doorpost, the angel of death was not gonna touch those families. But there were certain niggas that they didn't put that blood on their doorpost, which that doorpost represents your mind, right? The blood is representing the blood of Yahushua that was spilled later on when it took place. All right. Those people who didn't, they said that the other families they heard those bitter screams, man, of men, women, children, babies, old people screaming and hollering, man. You know how terrifying that is? As the angel of death passed by. And who was that angel of death? Yahushua. All right?
For unto us was the gospel preached.
And they were escaping Pharaoh, leaving Egypt to go into the wilderness to go into the rest of the land of rest of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, which is the land of Israel. You see? That was the beginning. Go ahead.
For unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them.
Yeah, like I said, these niggas that believe in their, and beginning with Great Millstone, right? You got dudes that are secretly believe in these different philosophies, but they're going under the banner of Great Millstone. But the most I see you, the most I gonna root you out, man. All right, gonna take you out. Some of these camps, like Virginia, all right, the whole damn camp followed that philosophy of the flat Earth. The whole damn camp got taken out. Them niggas are still doing videos on flat Earth, still claiming Great Millstone. But you're not of us, man. So I don't care how much you put GMS in front of your names. If y'all ain't going by the doctrine of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, you're not of us, man, a part of us. And you're not of Yahushua. Right?
Not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. For we which have believed.
Right, because we believe, we know. And we believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that the day is at hand where the Lord's going to take us and bring us into his land. Right? Israel, Jerusalem. Go ahead.
For we which have believed do enter into rest.
Right, so in our minds, we're at rest with Yahushua. You see? With that scripture, in the world you shall receive tribulation, but in me you shall rest. I think it says. I'll look for it. Just say a couple of words.
Yeah, it says, for we which have believed do enter into rest. Yeah, believing in what? Believing in sound doctrine, man. All right, having that foundation, man. Believing that what the scriptures say. Okay. Because when you go into the scriptures, it tells you that the earth is round, man. All right, it's not a plate. It's not a frisbee. It's a sphere, man. A circle of the earth. The earth meaning to go around, man. Okay. It says, for we which have believed do enter into rest. And what's that rest? The word, man. The word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right. It says, for we which have believed enter into rest, as he said, as I have sworn in my wrath, and they shall enter into my rest, though the works were finished from the foundations of the world. It says, for he spake in a certain place of the seventh day on this wise, and the power did rest the seventh day from all his works. Yeah, so basically the Most High is going to how he created everything, man, and that he rested on that seventh day, man. All right, which is the Sabbath, which is also a solemn feast. All right, just like the Passover, that's a solemn feast. All right, so it's not a party. It's not it's not a lamb dinner. Okay, like the Apostle Tahar goes into. All right, it's a solemn assembly. It's serious, man. All right. It says, for he spake in a certain place of the seventh day on this wise, that the power did rest the seventh day from all his works. And in this place again, if they shall enter into my rest.
Right, the rest is speaking about the word. It begins with the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Then physically, his rest is the land he put his name on.
America?
The land of Israel.